Okay, hello and welcome to another episode. Right back to the pod. I'm guessing you're still buzzing from Saturday at Ellen Road. Leeds 3, Wolves 0. It wasn't just a win, it's a statement that, we're inching closer to safety. 8 points now. We kicked door down, to be fair. We've won back-to-back games for first time this season, and timing couldn't be better. FA Cup's coming up with Chelsea, midweek game. We're looking good for his money. Expected goals 2.78 to their 0.54, which I'm surprised at because, we cleared it off at line again. Calvert-Lewin counts as a goal as far as I'm concerned. And we had 17 shots. I mean, that's just, it was absolute dominance is what you're expecting. Wolves did show a little bit. James Justin, 18th minute, 1-0. Overhead kick. What's that all about? Who saw that coming? Bentley had just denied Ampadu. So I didn't win a bet, fucking Gian, but just his instinct were pure class. 2 minutes later, Noah Okafor, an absolute blimer a ball from Brendan Aronson down right. Cross left takes a little deflection, but perfect ball. Lovely curving in, and Okafor tucks it away. And that's 5 in 7 for Okafor now. So he's peaking at a good time. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, late on, penalty, wins penalty. He was bungled over by Bueno, and he stepped up. Where is it? Icing on cake. We're 8 points clear, and as we're currently talking, Burnley are beating Forest 1-0 away. So, yeah, brilliant. Carl Darlow deserves a massive shout-out for an absolute pinch and a save against Krejci. And, yeah, that's it. The Wolves come back, we're dead and buried at that point. Tanaka and Aronson, lot of energy, fantastic. Give no room to breathe for Wolves in that opening 25-minute blitz. And it's a momentum shift for us. So what do we think, lads? It's a great time to be a Leeds fan, isn't it?
Do you want me to speak
We'll
on the
go
fan?
to Jordan.
We need to know
Jordan because he wants to avoid tactical questions today because he's hungover.
I'm hungover. I can barely remember much of a game apart from that Leeds one. It seemed like a game to forget as well. I'm not too sure how much there was to remember apart from the goals. I think it was quite a dull game minus the goals. But it's been a really good week for the football club. You know, Farke's had his doubters, he's had his questions, and then within the space of 6 days, you go and beat Manchester United and you beat Wolves. And the funny thing about Wolves is it has the potential of being somewhat of a banana skin fixture. And I think Leeds just dealt with it really well. It wasn't the prettiest game. There were some good goals scored. Really good ball from Aronson with the second goal as well, I thought. So I think you've got to give him credit for that because he's a bit of a controversial player. He gets a lot of question marks, but I think it's important to name when a player's done something well. And that was a really, really good ball to Okafor for the second goal. Great goal by Justin. And obviously the penalty is a penalty. Really good from Calvert-Lewin as well with the penalty because after that miss at Palace, I think he's buried 3 penalties, maybe 4, including the penalty shootout with West Ham. So he's obviously not let that miss get to his head, and he's got back on form with those penalties, which is really good. And it's a good goal from the spot in the sense of it'll build up that confidence going into that latter end of the season as well. But I think it was just a really all-round good win because you're edging away from relegation. Tottenham again drew yesterday by conceding in the last minute, and when you look at it, you're 2 points ahead of where you were 2 days before in a game less, and there's not many games left. So massive credit to the players, massive credit to Farke. And I mean, he's answered those question marks really, really well after, I would say, an average lead up to the international break, losing against Sunderland, games like that. And you can't ask for any more than 6 points out of 6 from Manchester United versus Wolves. A lot of people thought it would just be, hopefully, the 3. And, you can't ask for any more. So I think that puts us at a place where we would have to make a monumental fuck up to get relegated. And I can't see it happening with what's happening right now. So, I mean, it's been a fantastic season so far. It's had its ups and downs, but Farke's really done well. Ever since that Man City game, really, is changed things tactically when they've needed changing. And it just sets us up for a really good position for these last 5 games.
Yeah, like If you remember last season, they were sat there and they were in a situation where Farker said, we are 100% going to get promoted. And all his heads were going to go for a wobble father. Nah. Do you think that it's a Leeds United trait of that little wobble? Or do you think it's a Leeds United fan trait of that heads go a little bit because we're so used to it? And now there's been a lot of rhetoric and a lot of talking about we're going to change that mentality. It's spoken to Ampadu. Like, what do you think? That's a positive mental attitude, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's supporters, actually, and I think he's done well there because you always think as a Leeds fan. How many of us went into the game yesterday thinking we were going to lose against Wolves? You shouldn't have that mindset, really, should you, as a supporter? But because of what's gone off in past, same as that John said, it were a banana skin. And actually, in fairness, at 2-0 up, they were in game second half, and that save from Darlow were just a brilliant save. And then the offside, don't forget, they weren't just that. They had the offside where they scored. Now, that goal stands, that gets a bit nervy again. That's typical Leeds, isn't it? But back-to-back wins, first half, they played really well, Leeds. Went 2-0 up, some lovely stuff, started off really quick. Scored. Should have scored earlier, actually, but good ball from Okafor again. He were on it yesterday, Okafor again. He's found his form, and he's actually, if you look, going about Calvert-Lewin, it's Okafor in this last 3 or 4 games who's come forward and started, performing. We needed that, didn't we, really? I've got Forest game on here. I'm just watching Forest game on the right-hand side. They're still 1-0 down, and you can see why they're struggling, actually. They're shocking up front. But I'm going to ask you a question, right? I'm going to ask you both a question. What was your moment yesterday? What was the moment that you enjoyed more? Were it, right? His first goal over a kick from Justin, brilliant. Were it crossed from Aronson, put Okafor in. Oh, were it? Tottenham striker, is it Simmons scoring? And then crying like a little girlie when they scored it last couple of minutes. And oh no, they've scored, oh mum. Which was your best moment? Because that definitely was a good moment for me.
For me, I'll give you a reason, but for me, it's the Carl Darlow save because they were getting back into it and I were getting a little bit nervous. And that save's absolutely, it's a fantastic save.
I want to talk about him,
fast reactions, palms it. But with the Xavi Simons thing, for you, that's something special. But I live in Netherlands and he's Dutch. So I've seen him cry a load. He cries all the time. And he's got one of those permanent Joe Rodon faces where he looks like he's about to collapse. Like all the time. He looks like he's about to just break down. Somebody give him a hug. What about you, Jordan?
Well, it weren't getting twatted on first goal. I got my nose punched in on the first goal through celebrating one at lads behind me. Give me a right crack, it knocked me for 6. And so it weren't that moment. But I would say probably the Tottenham game. When they conceded and Rutter scored. I mean, who else but Rutter? And it was a right finish. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God, Rutter could not finish his dinner at Leeds. And it was a right goal. It was a fucking right finish. It came into the box, bang. I mean, he's a left-footed player, but just smashed it into the top corner. And at that point, I was just like, okay, because while Leeds won and they did everything they had to do, that Tottenham game for me was just as big. I know you can only do what you can do in front of you, right? You've got to win your games and you'll be okay. But let's not pretend when another team doesn't fuck up, it doesn't help a great deal. It obviously does, and it does matter what other teams do, even though you have got to focus on yourselves. And the fact that they scored, I thought, oh my God, I was watching it in the pub and it was on the iPad. So I was talking to one of the lads in the boozer as well. So it was like, I had one eye on it, but from what I could see, Tottenham were playing okay from what I saw. Better than I've seen them play for a while. I don't know if that was actually how it was, because like I say, I just had one eye on it. But the moment that they conceded, I was like, that's fantastic, because that's almost home and hosed now. It's so close. So if Tottenham would have won, that would have put a bit of a dampener on a good day. But the fact that they completely ballsed it up and Leeds actually go 2 points clear than they were before, I think that with 5 games to go, like I say, Leeds would have to make a monumental fuck up. So I'm gonna say that for my moment, because I think it's a big deal. That
I have to apologise as well to people in Beer Garden. Now, Jordan were in pub. We got back from game. We went straight to pub. back from Ellen Road, and people were at Big Ann and they were having a drink with the kids and a couple of dogs, and fucking getting Rutter scored, and everyone had jumped up with a beer. Sorry. Brilliant. Yeah, Bournemouth.
Yeah, so we've got Nano Rocafort, and obviously Rutter scores that goal yesterday. And I was looking at similarities between those two players, that they both not exactly explosive fast, but quick enough. They both take on as many players as they can, and they both lose ball sometimes trying to do something a little bit extra fancy. But we're getting a goal return from Noah Okafor, which we never got from Rutter, realistically. You've got Brendan Aronson getting an assist, which has been a while, and fantastic assist in all fairness. You've got Tanaka coming in that's playing well, and you've got Joe Rodon coming on for the last couple of minutes, who's, yet again, aren't we an injured? The man's a nightmare. Like, he's injured all time, permanently. And then if he actually can't make a game, he's back a game later, and it's always, it'll be a month with Farker. I never know. We always wait to watch his press conferences to pod. What's the point? Because he just lies. He's just like, oh, yeah, he's dead. Yeah, oh, brilliant. Oh, wait, he's just woke up again. He's back. Oh, he's starting. Like, what's going off? Nah, who for you, Dad, what man at match yesterday? And then we'll move on to Bournemouth.
I think you got to get Okafor. I think he's we said it, haven't we, for the last 3 or 4 months coming in, and he's not been performing, and we wanted him, but then he got injured, and then he come back, then he got injured, and he come back, and now he's made that difference. I think he's getting balls into the box. I mean, you're right. Aronson's ball was just curled in lovely, but he took it well as well. It's going to be Okafor for me. He is a threat down that side. I mean, we saw it against Manu. You know, he will get it ball. It's not like a Dan James, is he? You know, he's more precise in what he does. He'll weigh, he'll go left, he'll go right, put a nice ball through. But it's got to be Okafor for me. I think he's made a difference, and he's come to the fore and scored goals when we needed him.
I just want to make a comment
Jordan?
on the Rodon part as well. Like, just a comment on him. Kind of reminds me of Tyson Fury when he got banged out by Deontay Wilder and he just kind of rose from the dead. That's Joe Rodon. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like Tyson Fury looks after his body a little bit better, because Joe Rodon's constantly got a plaster. He's got something on his head. Like the man, I don't know if it's because he's clumsy or it's just because he puts his set on line. And I do think he's tough, and I think it's have they? Oh, Forrester's just scored everybody, which you'll already know that, but you know don't worry about it. We're only looking at Spurs now. We're 8 points clear. That's all that really matters to us now. It used to matter that who's weird, but now we're not part of it. We're done. We're out. We're finished. We're home dry. No worries. I'm saying that as an absolute possible maybe. So we'll move on to Bournemouth.
Yep.
They've recently beat Arsenal and Newcastle after drawing Scum. I think it was 2-2 with Scum, and then 2-1 both games, Newcastle and Arsenal, but obviously beating Arsenal at the moment don't really count for now because the crap suddenly. We've got an FA Cup semi-final coming up against Chelsea. So one of the questions I will ask you in a second, I'll go to Jordan, will be, do we rotate? Do we rotate and look for that now we're feeling a little bit safe? Do we rest the likes of Tanaka or Okafor, or do we keep that winning formula moving forward? Bournemouth have got a little bit of momentum at the moment. If we let them dictate play like they did against Newcastle at St James's Park, we're in for a long night, and we need Ampadu to be quite a general in midfield. I'm hoping that Dominic Calvert-Lewin, after he got another goal on Saturday, late obviously on, it's a tight away game. His ability to provide an outlet will be difference between us getting pinned back or not, as we've seen plenty of times. A point keeps distance. 3 points mathematically makes us untouchable. And we haven't won 3 league games on bounce all season. Is Wednesday night the night that we do it? I think you get your coffee and it's a long trip down there. So to our Jordan, what do you think? Do you think we rest or rotate, or do you think we can keep same squad going forward?
Well, I think you're at that stage in the season now where risks equal those rewards, right? So I would stick with the winning formula personally. I mean, I'm just looking at Bournemouth here on FotMob. So the last game that they lost was against Arsenal 3-2 on January the 3rd. That's one fucking hell of a record. However, they've just had the element of their managers leaving at the end of the season. Maybe that'll affect them. Maybe it won't. I don't think you can count for that. But honestly, I mean, after winning these last 2 games, I just want to see us approach it the same way we approach Manchester United. They're a really good side. I think you're going to have to defend in spurts, but I would like to just go and see us attack them away, because I think 3 points does it, like officially does it. Like another 3 points, and there's no way you're getting relegated. So I'd like us to look at this a little bit like that Manchester United game where we're just like, do you know what? Let's go out and see if we can nick that win and see what happens. Because I think the rewards are huge if you do go and do that. Like you say, you win 3 games in a row, 4 games left after that. Nobody's catching. Nobody's catching at that point. Because, Leeds will go and draw 2 as well. Maybe beat Burnley as well, So I would stick with the winning formula, and I fucking go for it. And I'd like to see Fark with the rotation in terms of substitutions. Again, utilise Nonto, bring him on. He was fantastic against Manchester United. You might see Rodon come back in, but, just utilise the resources available to you, but stick with that winning formula. And just be proactive like you've been in the last few matches during the game. If you need those attacking options, bring them on. If you need the defensive options, bring them on. And just ultimately just go. I think we'll probably come away with a point. I don't see us losing, to be honest. But I would like to see us see if we can nick it. And the thing is, what I love about Leeds as well right now is when it comes down to nicking a win, just with the units that we have, I think if you can keep a game tight, we always have it in us to nick a goal. And so if you're in a game and you're drawing a game, at any point, it only takes a corner kick or it only takes a long throw in the box and for it to take a nick and fall in the right place. And Leeds can very easily nick a goal through a situation like that. And I think if you can keep the game tight, then there's always that possibility as well.
Yeah. And for you, Dad, Rodon, obviously, to fitness, but you've just got Justin, who scored an overhead kick. Absolute fantastic first goal of the game. Getting him sent into some great positions again. Do you bring Rodon in and drop Justin? Do you drop Bogle to bench and play Justin right back, which is a far better right back than he is a left back, and it's just, circumstances that he had to play there? Or do you not start Rodon? What do you think?
I won't start Rodon. I think probably, similar to what Jordan said, you're on about resting Tanaka. He's only played 2 games in the last couple of weeks, hasn't he? So he's only just come back into the side through injuries and stuff. So I won't rest Tanaka. No, I think I'd keep same side as he did. We're no surprise that he kept same side on yesterday, as opposed to, obviously from Manchester United, because they played so well and performed well. And he's brilliant, Rodon. Love him to bits. We all do. But I'd rather a fully fit Rodon for Chelsea than probably Bournemouth. Bournemouth are one of these sides that I quite admire, actually. I know they hate us because of 92 and stuff like that. 1990, when we went down there. But I've been down there a few times to Bournemouth. But if you look at them and you look at how they run the club, there's no way they should be in Premiership. 11,000 gate, 11,500 average gate. It proves to every other club out there, your smaller, your so-called smaller clubs, who are in Championship, like Millwall, and that they can go in there and they can compete. You look at Brentford with 20,000, but Bournemouth are a special case, really. There's nobody where an attendance that they've got, it's become an established side in Premiership. And when they give these managers a year out, and we all know if Arsenal win title, he'll get it, Arteta will get it, and if obviously Pep will get it if Man City. But actually, managers, manage clubs like Bournemouth, they're the people that should get it, really. So I do, I hate everybody, bar Leeds, you know that, but I do slightly admire and think that they do a really good job. It's going to be an hard game down there for us, but I'd go with same side. Momentum's everything, isn't it? So why change it? Unless there's injuries, why change it? And save Rodon for the Chelsea game.
Yeah, for me, I agree exactly with what you say.
Forest have scored.
If it were looking... Forest have scored. Yeah, they have.
Yeah, all Spurs. Yeah, Spurs fans will be crying now. Oh, what's happening?
Abby Simmons is having another wine.
That me.
Yeah, for me, if you're looking at manager at season, you've got to be looking at Regis Lebris. You've got to be looking at Unai Emery or Iraola. They've all come from positions that you they've all bettered what were expected of them at clubs with less money than the big six, or any one of the three, Spurs managers this season, because we've all enjoyed that. For entertainment, it's been fantastic. And Forest, maybe they'll have another manager by end. We don't know yet. There's still 5 games to go. He's fucking nuts. So you're at Comfort game, do you think, Jordan, on Wednesday? Do you think you'd rotate? Because I'm at mind, because I'm a positive Leeds United fan, unlike my dad, who's, been a Leeds United fan for a lot longer, and it's grinding him into dust. Like, for me, I'm like, oh yeah, we're safe. Let's rest everybody, play under 21s. Let's just go to Chelsea, full strength, bang. What do you think?
No, I still think it matters, because I think momentum is a big part to play as well. I think these are why cup games are so important as well. And like, when you look at Leeds going through a rocky patch, they had to go out and beat Derby, because I think when Leeds played Derby in the cup, they were in a bit of a rocky patch. I think they'd lost a little bit of momentum, and then that Derby game was like a springboard for more momentum. So I'm a big fan of momentum, me. And I think if you're going toe-to-toe with Bournemouth, they're a really good side. If you can go toe-to-toe and get a result with Bournemouth, there's no reason, again, you can't go toe-to-toe and beat Chelsea. Because, I mean, let me have a look at... Yeah, there's not much difference between Bournemouth and Chelsea, but I would say right now, Bournemouth are a lot better team than Chelsea. In fact, that's not even up for debate, because Chelsea have lost 4. And Bournemouth have not lost a game since January 3rd. So I would go for it. I wouldn't rotate too much. But you don't want to really get injuries. But I think we're at that stage in the season where now it's like, last 5 games, don't be risk averse. I say just go for it. And whatever will happen, to be honest.
I'll tell you the reason that I think I'd rest Tanaka and Okafor, for me personally, is that for 2 reasons. One is that neither of them have managed to see out a full game yet. We are completely dropping off just from levels and tiredness. And 2 is that Wembley is a massive pitch. We've seen our sides struggle there, like in past. The size of it, though, apparently it's a really heavy pitch as well. It absolutely knackers you. Now, for me, of course, I absolutely believe that we're safe, 100% not going down, and I want to win FA Cup. And I think you'd really need 100% Okafor and 100% Tanaka to run that big-ass pitch and put in those miles that they do to be able to do that and beat Chelsea bastards. That'd be wonderful. That'll be just spectacular moment in our history. And Bournemouth, I think we could probably eke out a draw by putting Gruev in there, no problem, and playing Nonto. And, maybe that would start to attract a bit more money for him, because I'm pretty certain he's going to be sold at end of season. That's an interesting one now. We've got 5 games left and 8 games left. Farker was saying about squad rotation, players that have been performing and blah, blah, blah. Who would you say is your top 3 that are definitely gone? Obviously, Meslier don't count because he'll go on a free now. But we all think Peru's going, don't we?
Yeah.
What other 2 do you think that we'd be upgrading on? That's the idea, innit? You upgrade, you bring in, you drop somebody out. Who would you be looking for other 2 to be?
Perone, Nonto and Perry.
Yeah, I can't see Perry going.
I think Besiktas might buy him. They were interested in January.
Yeah, it's a difficult time of year, innit? Because there's a lot of clickbait shite. What about you, Dad?
True.
Well, I think goalkeeping situation. I always liked Darlow last season. Me and Sean were having a debate about it when we signed Perry, and I always thought Darlow what I did, and I think he's proved it this season. I don't think we need to go out and buy a goalkeeper, and I don't. So Meslier will go, obviously, same as you said. I mean, it's. I think Nonto will go. Whether I want him to go is a different matter, but. You've got to upgrade if you want to move up table and qualify and push for Europe kind of thing, like your Brentfords and your Palaces, whatever. Then you've got to look at upgrading players. And Peru, obviously, I love him to bits. Been a really good servant for us, but he's not Premiership quality. We've seen that, haven't we, this season? So he's got to be Meslier, obviously, Nonto. And then I don't know, really. I mean, Tanaka, they were reading something about, they were talking him going. I hope not, because I think there's a player there. Well, there is a player there, obviously, but you need game. They want game time, don't they, these players? But for me, son, anybody leaving Leeds is an idiot, because at best club in the world, you know what I feel about Leeds. Everybody else is, But
there's going to be a turnover of course.
Oh, there's got to be a turn
because
of
we
it.
need
Of
to
course, yes.
upgrade.
And the thing is as well, it's getting money as well, isn't it? Because not just recouping money, you can make a lot of money on non-tour probably. You know, make a bit of money on Montour. We're going to make a lot on Perry if Perry goes. But I still think there's a goalkeeper with Perry. I mean, that begs the question after Wednesday is, who does he play on Sunday? Does he play Perry? Because obviously he's got us to semis. Or does he play Darlow?
I don't think you can drop him because a lot of what Fark says and a lot of what we see on pitch is that those players really play for each other. I think if he drops Perry, that undermines a lot of that squad mentality, that togetherness that he speaks about. I think Darlow's our Premier League number one. He's built himself into that position now and twice. And not really through any faults of his own, but, you know, faults of other keepers, you know, Meslier and seeing a season out and then coming back in here to sort out with Perry. But Perry's been all right. He's pulled us some decent saves, especially against West Ham. Early on, if you remember that one down low, I think that he has to play him because if you don't and you change squad that much, you're going to be sat there thinking, well, yeah, I mean, what did I do wrong here? I got us to a semi-final. And I think that's bad for squad mentality. What do you think, Jordan?
You broke up there. Could you repeat the question, bro? It broke up a little bit.
I think it's bad for squad mentality if they drop Perry and put Darlow in for semi-final.
Yeah, no, I think Perry's obviously come this way with the FA Cup. I can't see him dropping him. I just don't think it'll happen. I think he's been the goalkeeper for the FA Cup specifically. I don't see that changing. And he's done well when he's played, in fairness. I mean, when he's played in the FA Cup, I can't really think of any big errors he's made. He made some good saves. He made some really good saves against West Ham. He did balls up that disallowed goal, doesn't he? I forgot about that. I'd erased that from my fucking memory. I've seen enough goalkeeper blunders and they all kind of just mix into one. I just have flashbacks of Kiko Casilla and Meslier and all these goalkeepers. So you have to forgive me for that one. But no, I think you stick with the same. Paul Rickham.
What a legend.
Fucking hell, I'm going. I thought I'd got rid of him in my mind. No, I think you stick with the same keeper. And I think he will as well.
3-1 for us.
We'll do Quinn. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Then it's West Ham and Spurs that are in a relegation battle, not us and Forest. That's not a problem. Forest will go through another 4 managers next season anyway if they're not in Champions League spot, so don't worry about it.
Yep.
We'll do a quick score prediction and wrap it up then, Father. What's your score prediction? And I'm not going to go crazy this time.
No, I've got to be totally honest with you. Anybody out there watching this follows our Adam on his bets is going to be skint and remortgaging house because he's garbage. And I did say, lad podcast, 3-0 leads for Wolves game. I just want to tell you that, right? So I got that right. But I think I take a point, son, without a doubt. I think it's a very difficult place to go. Same as Al Jordan said, they're on a really good run. But Leeds are playing well. Go out with right attitude, but I take a point. I think majority of us would out there. And if we win, brilliant. Let's not lose game.
Yeah, I agree. I think probably a scoring draw, probably 2 apiece. There'll be a couple of goals. I'm hoping Calvert-Lewin gets one just for that confidence going into semi-final. What about you, Jordan?
I think we might see a similar game to the Brentford game. I'm going to say 1-1.
Right. Well, then that's 3 positive vibes coming from us boys, and I hope you look forward to Wednesday afternoon now. But as long as we're going to beat Chelsea, who gives a shit? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us, and we'll speak to you after Wednesday and before Sunday, and you have a great week, kids. See you later.
See you later.
Take care, mate.
Bye-bye.
The Big Fish Theory, a Leeds United podcast.